Hey, it's Justin Pautonnier from the Mixed Morning Grind. Special guest joining me this morning. It's Chris Malo. Chris, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me, Justin.
He's the coaching director for the Fort Falcons, and obviously it's got to be exciting to be back on the field now, Chris.
It is. It's absolutely exciting. We had our first practice back last night after a brief hiatus. We were on the field in April, but had a brief break there. But things are looking up, and season is looking to be really exciting this year.
So let's go back in your history, Chris. When did you fall in love with football?
That's a long story, but going back actually, and it's a common story, and it actually helps anyone who's kind of maybe a little bit of apprehensive of coming to try out the sport. But I never thought I'd be interested in football. And one day I was in grade 9, junior high. A football coach came into the school and talked to us, and I thought, you know what, give it a try. And I'd played in the playground now and again, but I went out and from day one fell in love with it, and I always knew I wanted to be a coach from all my playing days. But you know what? Through high school and into junior football, my love of the game never ceased or wavered. So it's an
So
awesome story.
what position did you play?
I played offensive line all through high school and junior football. I played some defensive line in high school, but mostly offensive line, center specifically, but all along the offensive line.
So let's talk about youth sports a little bit here. Obviously with the COVID pandemic, it's put a little bit of a damper on those sort of things, but it has a huge importance in lots of people's lives. I know it did for me, and I'm sure it did for you as well. What kind of importance are you seeing now coming out of the pandemic with these kids getting back into sports?
Well, and I think that was something that I don't want to say it was overlooked, but it was kind of put on the back burner. Is how I wouldn't even say it's important. It's critical, I think, in the development of our youth, and developing them into good, high functioning adults that are contributing to society in a positive manner. And the pandemic definitely did change things a lot. We were lucky enough that we didn't lose a season through it all. We had our season last year. It was modified, but we got through a full season, and we're seeing the benefits of being that sport that kept moving forward and made sure that we were there for the kids when they needed it the most. And we're seeing an uptick in registrations. We're always looking for new kids. Our bantams are needing a lot of new kids, and by all means, come on out. But as far as the development of kids, like it's part of their health, mental health, right? It's part of their emotional health, getting out there with their friends, working towards goals. And I saw it in my own kids, and I see it on the kids of the field every day. And that's the best part of their day, when they got out on that field and were able to experience that. Even during the pandemic in our season last year, it was so rewarding to provide that environment for them to thrive in, and look forward to continuing on with that.
Absolutely. It's a super important outlet. We're actually going to get you information, get our viewers information on how to get registered coming up in just a little bit. I want to dive into some other football related stuff here before we get into that. CFL getting back on the field as well. Your thoughts on the new Edmonton team name? Do you like it? Would you have preferred something else?
Honestly, it's something that needed to happen in regards to it. I don't have any disrespect. Obviously, I have a lot of affinity to the old name just based on history and growing up with it. But I have no problems with them changing it. And ultimately, from what they were looking at, it was their best possible solution. And I think it is something that's going to grow on the fans and the fan base. I see a lot of people embracing it. And at the end of the day, that's where I approach it. It's going to be something that I'm going to support regardless. Football in Edmonton, I'll be at the games. I'll be cheering hard, and me and my family will be there just like anyone else.
So is that your CFL team, or are you like one of those Rider fans?
I'm not a Rider fan. I was born and raised in Fort Saskatchewan, so
Yeah.
ultimately the allegiance goes with the Edmonton team and the Edmonton Elks now. But I actually grew up in high school. I was a BC Lions fan of all things, but
Okay. Yeah.
I always liked the Edmonton team, and will always support it. So,
So how about NFL? Who's your team there?
well, love it or hate it, I kind of grew into being a Patriots fan, and I actually got the opportunity to go watch them play, which was very exciting, and got to watch them in the 2016 season. I flew down to Boston and got to see them during the Super Bowl run, which was fun. So,
Oh,
but I'll
nice.
always support them now. So,
Who did they play that game that you saw?
Cincinnati Bengals. It was Tom Brady's return game after his 4-game suspension. So it was a pretty exciting game.
No kidding. The crowd must have been nuts, eh?
It was really good. Yeah, me and my wife went down there for a nice trip. So
So did you get the whole tailgating experience and all of that in too?
it was a little bit of a whirlwind experience. We flew in early on the Sunday morning and had to get to the stadium quite quickly. So we only got it briefly, but we're definitely planning on going back to get the whole experience for sure.
So now, I guess speaking of the Patriots, but obviously he's moved on. Do you think
Yeah.
Brady has another ring left in him, or what?
You know what? You never bet against him. He's proven everyone time and time again. And it's really weird to say about someone who's so good as he is that he approaches the season as an underdog all the time. And I think that's the proper way to go in. And it's hard to say it, but every year he's an underdog as far as that, because everyone wants to bet against him, and there's so many that like to cheer against him. But yeah, I think he does. Ultimately, I wouldn't be shocked if he could play till he's 50 years old.
Oh, at this point, I mean, he's trending in the right direction. But
Yeah.
one of the things that's big for him is, the training and the preparation. Obviously, that's important with youth sports as well in the Fort Falcons. Tell us about the fit program that you guys are doing.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's exactly it. Is the training, and he definitely brings some innovative aspects to his training. But the training is very important, and we try and introduce that at a young age, an age appropriate age. So right going from Adam on up, and even our novice flags are joining in, and the training makes a big difference as far as being ready to play. And it's not only just performance on the field, which it obviously makes a difference, but it's injury prevention. And this is where Tom Brady gets into, right? He's training, and the reason he's able to play for so long is he trains to prevent those injuries, be ready for the body to withstand the rigor of a game like football. And we have a number of players that are embracing it and training hard. And I'll tell you right now, last night on the field, I can tell you who embraced the training and who didn't. So there's some players that need to catch up, and we'll support them in doing so, and we're always coach them up, but it makes a difference, and you have to train.
For sure. And it's not too late to register. Like if there's a parent watching this and they're thinking back and forth on getting their kids involved, they can still get registered right now. It's open.
It is. It's open. Our regular season registration's open. We got sign up for our fit field sessions, we call them. We had the one last night. We got 3 more in June, and we'll be opening up more in July. We're waiting on our league allowance for what they're going to allow for practicing in July, but we'll be opening up more days in July. We got June 17th, this Thursday, and then the 22nd and 24th, next Tuesday and next Thursday, we're on the field 6 to 8 p.m. And go to www.fortsaskfootball.com to register for both those sessions and the regular season.
And so how did the age brackets break down? I was kind of curious on that.
It's actually, everything's kind of moving towards football. Used to be a little bit off from other sports, but actually it's right in line with all the other sports now. So we have novice flag, which is basically U8. And then we have Adam, which is U10. And then we have Pee Wee, which is U12. And then Bantam, which is U14. There's the odd 15-year-old as long as you're in grade 9 and not in high school, but that's very, very rare. So U14 is generally the age mark for that. And then, for Fort Minor football, it ends at the Bantam level, and then you go on to your high school teams.
Right. So how does the season kind of break down? Are you already planning your games going into the season, or does that kind of wait until they, exactly what the rules are going forward? Obviously practices are going to be continuing to roll on. Do you have the schedule laid out already this season for all those teams?
It's coming. Our league is working on our regular season schedule right now, based on all the things that are happening as far as the reopening goes and all that. But I can tell you right now, and the reason why we were able to have a season last year is football coaches are notoriously workaholics, so they're always working behind the scenes. And I can speak from experience. I haven't taken a day off since last season ended. So to be prepared and having plan A, B, and C ready to pull the trigger on, and we're ready to go as soon as the league schedule is released. We're looking at what would amount to a fairly wide open season. If everything goes as well and things are trending in the right direction, and all the advice we're getting and advisement is that be prepared for a wide open season. We'll be starting in full equipment practices beginning of August 3rd, and we'll be practicing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Games would be on Saturdays or Sundays, and that would be looking to start probably third weekend in August would be our first games is what we're planning for. So that's what we're ready for. So we're waiting on the schedule and we're good to go.
So heading into this season, give us a couple of outstanding players from here in our community to watch, whether it be in the Fort Falcons program or maybe moving into the high school ranks.
Okay. Well, with our Fort Falcons program right now, we're looking at we had a pretty young Pee Wee team last year. I'm the head coach of the Pee Wee team, and now actually I'm going to be coaching both the Pee Wee and Bantam team this year. So it's going to be it's a tall order for our coaching staff. So our coaching staff is dedicated to coaching both those teams together. We had a pretty young Pee Wee team last year that were gaining experience. They just moved up from Adam. Brand new game to them, having a full field, 9-a-side. It was wide open, eyes wide open type of experience for them. But after a couple of games, they're right into it. So we're looking at a veteran group with a bunch of nice, great new players coming out for us. So I've always feel weird saying this, but to plug my own son, but it's not because it's my own son, but he's worked his tail off and he's a leader on the team by his own accord. Grady Malo is definitely someone to keep an eye on. He'll be the quarterback for the season, leading a veteran group. He's got a great group of receivers, Alex Brown being one of them, Logan Fisher being another that played for us last year. Like, they're going to have breakout years, but there's a lot of great new talent coming out. We have 2 players that have yet to put pads on for us, but we're so excited to be coaching them. Audrina, a young lady coming. She was friends with Grady. They've been playing in the playground together for quite a while. Man, what a talent. And then we have a young boy, a young man by the name of Jackson Johnston. He's been training with all our fit sessions, dedicated to everything in the off season, and has yet to put pads on for us. And you can tell, like, last night was like, it's great to coach him. He's a great young man. At the Adam level, we're looking at players like Gavin McAleer, Logan McMath, Austin Juno, and Jackson Hughes, all taking leadership roles. Jackson Hughes, for sure, he's a third-year Adam player. I had a chance to coach him when I was Adam coach in his first year. Adam, just an amazing player. Should be looking to take leaps and bounds. Austin Juno was stellar last year as a first-year player. Lots of speed, good running back. Possible quarterback as well. At the novice level, we got Kaven Jaya Singh and Olin Bolton really looking to take a leadership role there in their second year as novice flags. At the Bantam level, we have Dirks Lochte coming up he's moving from Pee Wee up to Bantam, his first year of Bantam, but man, did he progress last year for us. And he's a baller for sure. Some leaders there that you want to take a look at that are veteran players, Andrew Cosley and Caden Azur Allen, definitely taking leadership roles there. But honestly, it's a great group. So excited to be on the field with them last night.
So, I mean, the pipeline's looking great. Where do you, as the coaching development, the coaching director for Fort Falcons, where do you see Fort football progressing in the next, let's say, 5 years? Because it looks to be getting bigger and better every season.
Well, and that's the thing, and we're working hard to keep up with that, because and one of my big tasks is keeping up with the coaching development, which we're developing good young coaches along the pipeline to keep up with the athletes. And I always tell them we're starting them at the Adam level. novice level coaching and getting them developing. And I don't want to ever see a situation where athletes are surpassing our coaching. So we have to keep up as coaches. I've been coaching for 20-25 years already, and I'm always constantly developing and working on ways to become a better coach. And I always try and instill that with our coaching staff. Our talent pipeline, our players, we're always getting new players, and it's growing and it's growing. Ultimately, I foresee our programs just getting better and showcasing really well in this great facility we have in Taurus Field. So 5 years it's looking good.
So for any parents or athletes that are looking to maybe join, what's a contact information where they could get a hold of you or somebody at Ford Football to be able to kind of progress forward and maybe even get into registration?
The best thing is to start off, go right to our webpage, www.fortsaskfootball.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook. You can look us up. We have a YouTube channel that we use for our athletes to show different drills and skills and things that they can do in their home or research, that sort of stuff, things that coaches think are valuable for them. My personal email is coaching.fsmfa at gmail.com. Email me anytime. I'm open. I have an open door policy. I give my personal cell phone out freely. Call me at any time. I'm there for our athletes. I'm there for interested parents. I'm there to support in any way we can. And we as an organization are.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with this season. Chris, thank you so much for spending the time. Good luck with the Ford Falcons and have a great season.
You bet. Falcons soar, beat yesterday.